In the last episode of Moonlighting as Dungeoneers, at camp, Mari gave Theo the artifact his boss was looking for to hold on to, just before a large patrol of guards surrounded and questioned the group, warning of takers in the area. First thing in the morning, the five headed out towards the town of Dumas to acquire horses. While en route, howls sounded from the woods around, which prompted the group to hurry their pace, even pressing on into the night, pushing hard to reach the relative safety of the town. They were let through the town gate by a nervous guard and made their way to the local tavern. Inside the tavern were an abundance of soldiers from various houses, as well as a bard, Gregory, who happened to be a persistent, unwanted suitor to Mari. Eager for rest after the long run, the group got their food, dissuaded Gregory from bothering them, and headed to bed.
You spend the evening in the inn, happily resting in a warm bed in a warm room, without the rain falling on your head, but still hearing it patter against the window and the ceiling. You awake in the morning in your individual, well, not individual rooms, but your shared rooms that you have, and the day is yours. Light filters in. It's still a bit cloudy. The rain has let up a little bit. It's now just kind of a light drizzle.
Good morning. I just grumble at you from my corner location where I'm more sprawled out.
Mari pulls the blanket over her head.
I'm gonna go get us some breakfast. Yeah, don't you worry, dear.
And like, you can see her hair's all a mess. Like, usually whenever you've seen her, she's always had her hair in this really nice braid, but she's got like the worst bedhead this morning.
Yeah, Ruby
turquoise
is
hair everywhere.
super excited, super chipper. She's made a full recovery, and she like.
You'd be fully aware the sitar doesn't do mornings well.
Yeah. Ruby's aware, so she's gone off to get breakfast to bring back to the room for Satara and Mari.
When you come downstairs, the inn is the tavern is fairly empty. There's only a few other patrons there, some other early risers. It's just after sunrise, so it's still fairly early in the morning.
Oh, no.
And there's a gnome behind the counter who you saw last night. It looked like it was the bartender. And he nods to you.
Good morning.
Morning, miss.
What's for breakfast?
He says we've got some hot bread that's just coming out.
Oh, that is lovely. Do you have any coffee or tea?
I do have some tea. I can make you up a pot of tea.
Yeah, a pot, and can I get 3 glasses, please? Thank you very much.
Yep. And he hops down from like what is probably like a platform that walks along the bar, so you can be at the right height. You see him jump back into to go get everything that he needs. Meanwhile, Satara, you're laying there, and you hear Mari kind of moving around, starting to get up and stuff. She's not being super loud, but she's not being super quiet either.
I turn my face towards the corner and curl up into a tighter ball.
Yeah. But by the time you get everything and you head back upstairs, you come in. Mari's hair is immaculate again. She's got her cuirass on, and she's kind of getting ready to go. She's pulling on her boots.
Good morning. I have tea and bread.
Theo, in your room, you hear this kind of buzzing kind of voice from the other room right next door.
I gently hit the wall.
This buzzy, bubbly voice. That
I'm sure that Theo is also a late riser most of the time.
Okay.
He lives the nightlife in Looseport, and so he has to sleep in.
Uh-huh.
You glance over at Bob on the floor, and it doesn't look like he has moved a muscle since he hit the ground. The night before, he's in the exact same position.
I will, especially if you're still laying there, I'll just try and go back to sleep.
Right. Okay, so Satara doesn't really like to get up super early, so this tea is for her, and just like make sure that she has some bread. But I want to see if I can find the temple this morning.
She shrugs. I'll go with you.
Oh, awesome. Great.
She grabs her pack and shoulders it. Follows you out.
I scribble a little note and leave it for Satara, and I scribble a second little one, and I slide it under the boys' door. That says, "Gone to the temple." Smiley face.
And Mari kind of leads you down one of the main streets, and then up to the large building that you can see here on the map at the center, towards the top center of the north center of the map. And you can see this massive granite building with a central hall that arches about 40 feet, 50 feet up into the air, with 6 wings, 3 on either side, capped with square towers and stained glass windows. You can see pictography and iconography of the 6 gods and goddesses of Calendril. Does not look like there's too many people here at the moment. Though you do note, as you're kind of approaching the temple, a few guards standing out front look like men and women wearing various colors. You can recognize Ardraport in there. You can see that gold and silver of that same boy that you saw earlier. You can see the black and gold. You see the same colors that you saw last night, but these people look more put together, more on guard. They don't stop you from entering, but they do eye you as you approach and you step inside.
Good morning. Good morning.
They just
Good morning.
kind of nod. Mari kind of is curious. Like, you can see a curious look on her face as to why they're here. You're not familiar with cities or noble people, so
Nope.
you're not sure, like, you don't know exactly. You don't know if it's unusual or not. And you head inside and you see this grandiose center hall. High, arched, kind of flying buttresses kind of support the upper portion of the building. It's painted ceilings depicting various pieces of the gods and goddesses and histories, and in front of each of these kind of wings that extend outwards, you can see a statue of the god or goddess that they represent. And very quickly after you enter, a young-ish looking priest comes in. He's wearing the colors of Palor. He's got the gold sun emblazoned on his robes as he approaches. He says, "How can I help you, Mrs. Ma'ams?"
Hi. I'm looking to talk. Hi. And Ruby just like
Mari's
she was
just
walking
kinda-
in with like all this confidence, and the moment the first person walks up to talk to her, she just turns into this like little mess.
It evaporates.
I know times are troubling, he says, and is there any help that we can do to...
Right. I would like to speak with a priest or priestess of Sehanin, if is all possible, sir.
Yes, I can... as he kind of gestures over to the statue of Sehanin, who's a brilliant, beautiful moon elf-looking woman standing in front of one of the door archways, and he says, "If you'll just wait over there, I can go fetch the head priest, Hordoon."
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And
Walks off, and you can hear murmuring as there's a few other people here, a few other priests and priestesses making their way around, and because of the size of the hall, it kind of echoes a little bit, but it's all hushed. Everyone's being respectful and quiet. There's a little bit of bubbling water from some fountains along the sides of the walls. As Maria kind of stands next to you and says, "So, what are you looking for here?"
I'm not from a big city, and so I haven't had the chance to go to one of the larger temples yet.
She shrugs. It's not really no different than like, shrines you find.
Right. I know that. Of course, it's the same. And Ruby just like walks over and stands in front of the statue and is like looking down at her necklace and looks at the shield on her back and is like, right, it's the same. Everything's the same. Nothing's different. And she just patiently waits and actively tries to not look at Mari. She doesn't want Mari to ask her any more questions.
Mari kind of shuffles awkwardly to the side, like standing beside you. And after
Maybe you need a moment.
and after a few minutes, this halfling comes trundling up, wearing robes and a similar amulet to you around his neck, but more elegantly made. As he approaches and he nods to you and he says, "What can I do for you, child? I heard you were asking for a priest of Sehanin."
Yes. Do you? And Ruby just kind of like looks at Mari and is like, can we?
Oh,
talk?
sorry, Mari. She shrugs us and she kind of wanders off.
Right. Okay. Do you have like a manual that I can read on how to be?
As he looks you up and down for a moment, and he sees your amulet that you're wearing and your nervousness and your uncertainty, as he says, has Sehanin reached out to you?
Yeah. Oh, I was really afraid actually of saying that out loud because I didn't know if that was weird.
I see, child. I see. He says you weren't born into this. You weren't raised in this.
No, this is sorry, I was being really loud. This is kind of new. And I've been trying to do my best. But I don't fully understand what's going on and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
Walk with me, he says, and takes you kind of down into the Sehanin wing of the building.
My child.
Is there like a pamphlet or flashcards, maybe?
How did the moon goddess reach out to you?
So this is my mom's stuff, actually, and
So your mother was a priestess?
I guess so. She didn't really talk about it that much. I mean, a little bit here and there, but I didn't realize that she was a priestess. And then she passed away recently. And right after that, I thought I was going crazy. But then like I was not. And I can like do stuff now. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do, sir. Yeah.
Well, there are many things you can do if you wish. As he says, the Sehanin is not the most rigid in terms of organization, as many of the other gods and goddesses are. Tyr or Pelor, Lathander in particular. But if she has reached out to you, then she has probably given you something to move towards.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, to be honest, but
What did she tell you? Don't be shy, child. I am a friend, and I am here to help.
Right. She told me to find my brother and a child of the storm,
Nods.
and then to bring my failing friend. So like she told, and then all of that stuff happened.
Yes.
So that's really weird. But then also something about a queen, and there was thorns, and like that lady, I know that lady's very scary.
His eyebrows furrow as he thinks on that. It sounds like something to do with Morrigan.
Yeah.
And the Tyrant Queen.
Apparently, she's very much wanting to be here. That's not good. I feel like that's bad. And then also, we just got here yesterday, and apparently there are raiding parties nearby, which is very terrifying.
He thinks on this for a moment. He says, I believe in what you say. And it sounds like Sehanin might have placed a task into your hands and into your companions' hands, your brothers and friends.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sound that way.
He kind of takes a pause and a breath, and he says, I see you're nervous with all of this.
What? No, no. I'm fine.
He smiles and he puts a hand on your forearm, because that's about as high as he can reach, because he's a little halfling. And he says, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sahanin has been known to reach out to people that have had no contact with her before. I know that this is unfamiliar territory, but her motives and her desires are that for the betterment of the people. She is the pale moonlight in the night that helps guide us when we're lost.
Well, I think I found 3 lost people, so I think that is accurate.
He chuckles.
Right.
But what do you want?
I don't know.
You seem lost in some ways.
Okay, I guess I found 4. I don't know. Don't know what I want. I know that I want to help my friend find her dad. I know I want that.
That's something noble to aim for.
Yeah.
I think you worry too much about what you need to be doing and what you're expected to be doing. But you are already doing what you should be.
And Ruby just kind of looks up and she's like, I guess all of the things did happen, so it's just happening.
Yes.
Okay. Really though, seriously, do you have like a book or something?
He chuckles.
At this point, you hear the door of the front of the temple just, and then Ruby, hey,
Mari comes over to you.
yelling.
Shut up.
What? Why? What?
This is a temple.
And?
You see people in the hallway, like in the archway, looking at you. You hear a booming voice in the distance, and
Theo's here.
Mari's like, have you ever been to a temple?
Yeah, all the time they suck.
A priestess to the side just kind of looks at you and like dagger eye looks at you.
But I'll look at her, but can you go get Ruby?
She kind of huffs and like walks off.
They don't know who that is.
Mari's just like, God,
Where'd
you're
she go?
Such an idiot sometimes.
Me?
Yes. Read the room.
I'll wait outside.
Thank you.
I'll go stand outside.
The guards outside kind of looking you up and down, and they're like tighten their grips on their pole arms a little bit.
I just kind of pretend they don't exist and wander off into the street a little bit.
And says, look, there isn't really a guidebook on being a priest or priestess. There are rituals that can be done and things that we attend to, but most of that is just helping people.
Okay, I just didn't want to
You,
not be doing the right thing.
he smiles and says, you are chosen of Sahanin, but that does not mean you need to live the life of a priestess of Sahanin.
Okay,
The clergy is far different than servants of the goddess.
thank you. Really, thank you. And
If
Ruby's
you
gonna
wish
like
to, we can teach you, but that is a life to be chosen, not one to be forced upon you.
I think I'll have to think about it then.
He nods.
Really, thank you for your time. And Ruby's gonna like kneel down and hug him, and just like really hug,
And he hugs you back too,
just like.
and pats you on the back. He smiles.
And then Ruby's gonna stand up. Okay.
You always have a home here if you need it. It seems like you have lost yours.
Yeah, it feels that way sometimes.
No, you are welcome in any temple of Seth.
Thanks. I better go get my brother before he starts a problem.
Yes,
and
please.
yeah, he's a whole deal. And then Ruby's gonna kind of briskly walk out.
As you step back out into the main hall, you see Mari kind of standing near the door, arms kind of folded close as she's kind of nervously, and she sees you and she's like, oh, fine. And
Hi.
but just as you walk out, you notice a group of other people walk out of a different hall, walking out of the wing of Tyr. You see the statue of Tyr there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 4 well-dressed men, or 3 well-dressed men, and a woman, as well as a priestess walking out together. You see one has. Starting with the priestess, she is an elf. She wearing the priestess garb of Tyr. She's silk regalia, and she's pretty old looking with raven black hair tied tightly in a bun. Very serious looking. She's very like no nonsense as she's walking, her back straight, her footsteps in like perfect posture as she's walking along.
I'm sorry, human?
Elf.
Elf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
And she's kind of tailing the end, but leading the way is a weathered man in his mid-50s with thick graying hair, darker skin, and deep gray eyes. He's wearing a brigandine armor that's very elegant but simple, blue and gray in the colors of Ardreport. He's got a thin kind of circlet that he's wearing. He's got a long sword at his hip with what you immediately note as an osprey kind of motif on it, with sapphire eyes. This guy's rich. This guy's loaded. Large gold rings on his fingers. And walking beside him is a woman who is also very well dressed. She is wearing black and gold breastplate with chain underneath. She's got her hair cut really short, her brunette hair cut really short, and has a golden griffin kind of emblazoned on the breastplate. Tailing right behind them is an old man. He's probably 80 years old. White hair, stark white hair, starting to bald. And he is he's wearing he's got a red silk doublet with gold embroidery on it. He's not wearing any weaponry at all. And beside him is another middle-aged man who looks pretty gruff. He's got a scar on his face with a thick beard that's tinged red but also graying, as his hair's also the same kind of red but graying, curly. He is reminiscent of that young man you saw previously the other night. Walking along, he's standing very tall, very serious looking, and they're talking with each other as they're kind of walking out. You see priests and priestesses around as they stop what they're doing, bow low to these people as they walk past. These look like noble people. Mari just instantly sees them. She stiffens and she kind of bows her head and kind of pulls you kind of to the side to kind of stay away a bit respectfully, as some guards also tail out and start following them. And they're deep in conversation. They don't notice you, but you kind of hear them talking a little bit.
Can I try and hear what they're saying?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, so many.
So many.
19 plus 7.
Oh, good. They are whispering. Like they're trying to keep their voices low, but they're still talking. And you can see the woman's voice in the lead is very animated. She sounds angry almost as she's talking. And she says, "Those bastards up in the council, they're not doing anything." "Calm yourself, sister. Or calm yourself, cousin," he says. We have to act rightly. We can't let them just run over us. We know that they haven't been listening to our pleas for a while. King Tomar, they've taken over and made King Tomar no more than a puppet. And that by this point, they kind of pass out and they fade out of sound from you.
Oh, goodness. Ruby's not 100% sure what to do with that information.
Yeah, Mari's hand kind of tightens on you as she also seems to be listening. And she says, come on, let's go. And she kind of pulls you out.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay. Follows Mari.
Meanwhile, back at the inn, Satara, you wake up. There's a hot, steaming tea kettle.
I feel like that Satara has gotten up just long enough to go and grab some tea and retreat back to her corner, huddled in her blanket, just slowly drinking tea grumpily.
Bob has gotten up and gone downstairs, had a little breakfast, and he's once again gone outside and found some street urchins to play with. They're running around chasing him, and he is doing cartwheels and somersaults and just trying to avoid getting tagged.
There's a few people outside. You can see people starting to set up stalls, getting kind of ready for the day market, pulling stuff out, getting stuff laid out. It's still fairly early, so like people haven't necessarily started to fill the plaza. But it looks like where you are is the main like trading plaza where farmers, people would come in to put up their wares and stuff like that. So there's a few people around. There's some kids that are up, and you kind of play with them for a bit.
After a good solid sleep and a little bit of exercise, you can tell that Bob has shaken off the previous visions and is back to being his old, just kind of chipper self.
And Satara, as you're sipping tea in your bedroom, you can hear the Bob's deep-throated laughter outside and kids chittering.
I think
Keeping
I'm
you
just
awake.
grumpy about the noise. She doesn't say anything, but she's just going to drink her tea and probably work through a second cup.
I resent this.
Yes.
Merriment.
Humbug.
Morning merriment.
Yes. The key distinction.
Mari almost drags you out of the temple, but she does pull you kind of urgently out of the temple, and kind of out where Theo is. And you see them come out, and Mari just kind of quickly walks down the steps and starts walking down the street before she even before you even start walking towards them.
Where the like aristocrats had come out, Theo's kind of standing, like not intentionally, but he is in the way, and he does not move for them. He makes them walk around.
Here comes the altercation.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So before you guys stepped out,
Let's rewind a bit to the find out part.
Yeah. As you hear the door open behind you, and you glance over your shoulder.
Yeah, I turn to look to see if it's Ruby and
it's
and
not,
Mari,
but
and
you
it's
see
not.
these really well-dressed people start stepping out.
And I just stand there with my arms crossed.
And as they start stepping down the stairs, one of the guards moves up to you, and he grabs your arm, and he says, "Move."
I'll look at him, probably slightly downwards at him.
You see other guards around though too. Like there's about a dozen.
That's too many, I guess.
Yeah. And he's ready to throw you if you don't move, but like you can tell he's giving you one chance.
I'll make it clear to him I'll attempt to make it clear to him that I'm moving of my own volition and not because he's touched me.
Yeah, he does not seem intimidated by you. But
See how tough he is without all his friends around.
He doesn't want to fight you, but he also is not gonna back down from you.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing his job.
I'll move to the side at the gesture of this guard.
The older man that's in the group, the oldest one that's like 80 years old, just kind of scowls at you. Just gives you this like
And I just
wicked look.
stare them down as they walk along.
The most of them aren't paying attention to you.
That's fine.
They're kind of deep in their conversation as they're talking and walking out. As they walk across over to the main entry into the castle, and they walk their way up that way. Moments later, and the guards, like as they pass, they leave and start following. Obviously, their escort.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only reason.
That
why
makes
they were
sense.
there.
I was wondering why the temple had like a million guards. But that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And a moment later, Ruby and Mari come out, and you can see Mari's kind of got Ruby, but kind of not like forcefully by the arm, but like has her by the arm, is like guiding Ruby out and like down the street, like very quickly, like
We
fast
need to go.
pace.
I'll kind of like jog to catch up and be like, "What? Who are those guys?"
That was the Duke of Audreport, she says.
Yeah.
Over here?
That was Duke Rameau. Yes.
Do they live here?
No,
Yes.
no, they.
That was
Wait.
Duke Rameau. That was Marcus Trellis.
Oh, goodness.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was Baron Monet, as well as de Cussard.
What are you in a rush then? Aren't you part of that circle of?
I mean, sort of, she says, but regardless, we shouldn't be caught up in it.
Yeah. I did not like the
Let's
conversation
not
that I
talk
heard.
about it out here, she
Let's-
says.
Let's leave.
Well, that's kind of why I was coming to get you guys. What are we doing?
Well, I mean, Ruby wanted to visit the temple. Did you?
Yeah, everything's great.
Now we're gonna go find find some horses, unless we feel like we should stay here for a few days.
I don't know. I think we should get back to Looseport as fast as possible.
A more firm agreement in her head, like as she nods and stands, like even more urgently than she was the last night.
What
I
about,
agree.
What about
If
the
we need-
takers?
If we have horses, we can probably outride them if we need to. We'll just have to be careful.
Okay.
But the closer we are to Looseport, the safer we are too.
They shouldn't be north of Dumost. I can't, like, they really never raided this far. They've never even raided as far as Dumost itself. Not since the Crusades.
Yeah. I don't like how accurate everything is being.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Mari's also looking at you questioningly.
And Ruby just keeps walking. she
Looks
doesn't.
over at Theo,
That's a
like,
weird sentence.
hand gesture, like,
Don't I?
she's your sister.
Listen, I haven't seen her in years.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. She also, we weren't a very religious family when I lived there, so I'm not sure. This is all new to me too.
Okay. Yes, and she moves to catch up with Ruby then.
Yeah, Ruby looks like deep in thought. She's like thinking really hard, but then like walking back to the inn.
You guys make your way back to the square. By this point, people are now out and about. There's more people around, getting set up, things like that. There's a number of guards around, just kind of keeping a general eye on things. And as you come around to the main square, the main plaza, you see Bob there near the fountain with some kids.
Good morning.
Good morning, he says as he dodges a little urchin and kind of reaches out and trips him and then runs the other way, and another urchin comes another way.
You
And
hear
it's
the
just
window. You hear the window
Pandalarian.
pop open above you, and you hear a voice call, "Enough's enough! Be quiet!"
Satara, we're leaving. You have to get up now. I even got you tea. Come on, let's go.
It's
Good
empty.
morning, Sitara.
A few people glance at you as you kind of speak loudly and everything, and but they're not too worried about it. It's just you're loud people, and they're like, oh, whatever, kind of thing.
Good morning.
The whole square is probably about a football field in size. Mari kind of nods over across the street towards the Green Griffin and towards where you can see what looks like a stables and horse run. She says, we can head over there and I'll find us some horses. She says,
We're all settled at the inn, right? Everything's good to go.
yeah, I settled before I left.
Bob gives a copper piece to each kid, and so I must go now. Goodbye.
Do you need
young
any
one.
supplies before we go? Do we need to grab anything?
I think I'm doing okay. I found most of the stuff actually that I wanted in the forest last night. Or 2 nights ago. It all seemed kind of a blur. I should be good.
I don't think I need anything.
All right, well, shouldn't take me long. I'll go get us some horses and we can head out.
Maybe I'll come with you.
She shrugs.
Bob goes and looks at the various street vendors and sees, now that they've kind of got set up, he's going to just kind of browse around and see what's for sale.
Ruby, make sure Satara's ready to leave.
Yeah, I'll go get her.
Yeah.
I'll go get Satara.
She's gotten dressed and able. She was just grumping at him being loud outside. The TA's gone, like, all of it, though.
Bob, the street vendors are pretty sparse, like in what they have. It doesn't seem like they have a lot. You kind of suspect it's probably that not very many people have been traveling the past few days, and so they haven't restocked a lot of things. So, but there's your standard kind of vegetables and foods laying around that some people are grabbing. Some people that live in the city are grabbing, purchasing. There's a few other odds and ends. Clothing, jewelry, there's some swords and weaponry that you can see being sold. Just a standard city folk kind of shop and market.
Right.
When you get
Satara.
Brain, when you grab Satara, you pull her out of the room and you head downstairs. I don't know where you want to go from
How was
there.
the temple?
It was very helpful, actually. Apparently, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do,
Good visit,
which is
then.
great. Yeah. Apparently, there's not a book. I asked multiple times. Apparently, there's not one. So
Maybe you just need a different temple.
It's not true. He did say there was one. He says you just didn't need it unless you were being a member of the clergy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not really a book. Apparently, I was just chosen, and so I get to just wing it. Is what I'm.
That's exactly what he
specialty.
said. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that's perfectly acceptable. And so that's
See,
I think
you're
what
doing
I'm
a
gonna
good
do.
job.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm doing fine. Yeah. This is going great.
You are doing a good job, Ruby. You've helped a lot of people. You've helped me, and you're gonna help more people.
Apparently that's what I'm supposed to do. So, yeah,
Apparently.
we're gonna keep doing
It doesn't
that.
have to be in a book for it to be true.
Right, but most of the things I know came from a book, so I was just kind of, trying to find some semblance of normal. But apparently a book probably won't help in this situation. So I wonder if there's any bookstores here, actually.
Probably. We could look.
Yeah, let's go look.
All right.
Meanwhile, Theo and Mari, you walk over past the Green Griffin
The
to this
literal
run.
cats.
You can see it's packed with horses. There's a lot of horses in there. You can see a young woman, early 20s, human, with auburn hair. Her hair's a mess right now. She's got it in a loose ponytail, but it's a mess, and her sleeves are rolled up. Dirt on her face. She looks very haggard. You can see two other people, a heavyset looking man who's also trying to kind of wrangle horses and stuff, and a scrawny looking half elf that he honestly looks younger than Ruby, as they're trying to like wrangle horses and move horses around and get feed and everything. But as you approach the kind of the small building in the front that looks like sort of like an office, the woman sees you and kind of makes her way over, kind of annoyed but trying to put on a customer face. And she smiles as she
Welcome to
comes up
customer
and she
service.
says, "Can I help you?"
Hope so.
As Mari says, "We just need some horses. I need 4 horses or 5 horses. I need a large one that can carry a big man."
Basically, like
She-
2 of me.
He looks at you and says, I can get 2 horses that fit you.
Like a horse that could one horse that could carry equal to 2 of me.
Blinks. Not like taking a moment for it to register in her mind as she seems like she's been working a lot, so she's like tired. And she shakes her head and she says, "A big horse, then."
Yeah.
I think we might have something. She says, "If you have the coin." And Mari says, "I do, and plus I can put it on you can put it towards the Society of Ancient Artifact Research." And she says, and she nods and she says, "Okay. I'll see what I can scrounge up. Just, do you need horse and do you need tack and saddle and everything?" And Mari nods and says, "We'll need saddlebags as well, if we can." And she says, "Give me about an hour and I can get everything ready for you." She looks back as one of the horses rears and you see the heavyset guy get kicked and get knocked over, and she says, "Make it 2." Like, you can, it's packed, and what you can presume is it's like packed with like the horses of all the soldiers that have been in here. And
If I help, will that speed it up any? We're in a bit of a rush.
Mari kind of says, "Do you know your way around horses?"
No.
The woman kind of like, "We've got it.
I can move like bags of feed or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she just shakes her head. "You'll just get in the way." And
All right. Well, if I come back in an hour.
2, she says.
Okay.
She tucks like a loose piece of hair behind her ear and she gets back to it.
As we're kind of walking away from there, I'll kind of quietly, so that they don't overhear, talk to Mari and be like, "Hey, make sure you tip them, okay?"
Yeah, Mari says, "I will." Bob? Anything?
Bob's still back at the shop, waiting for everybody to show up with the horses.
Okay.
I think Zatara and Ruby come down after having this conversation. I see Bob. Bob, we're going to head to the bookstore. I have imagined it's probably going to take a little bit to get those horses. So we'll meet you back here.
You remember when you walked over to the temple, seeing a brick and mortar store that had a book and scroll over it?
I will tell them where you went.
Yeah, we're going this way.
Okay.
I'm gonna link arms with Ruby and just start like kind of skipping, but be like, "Yes," as the caffeine is clearly kicked in.
And you make your way over there. It's not far. It's just off of the square. It's maybe like half a block down. So you're not going very far at all. And you see Mari and Tio actually already on their way back towards the inn, but they don't seem to have noticed you. They're kind of talking about something, but you don't catch it. And you head over to this shop that has in bold white lettering over the top of it. It says Marlin's. And you open the door and it dingles with the bell, and you enter into an eclectic amalgamation of bookshelves and scrolls all over. At the very center of the room is there's a tall stool with a desk, and sitting at it is this little goblin wearing long robes, and he's got the pointy wizard hat with his pointy ears that's kind of sitting out. He's got glasses on, and he's kind of scribing something, and he doesn't even look up as you come in, but says, "Welcome to Marlin's."
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm looking for Magic 101.
Magic 101. You
Yeah.
learning how to do any spells? As he kind of looks.
I'm gonna be like maybe like religious kind.
I just want to know about magic in general.
Shrubs and-
I just want something. I'm at the city.
Hmm?
I am walking out with a book that tells me something about what's going on. And a magic book is as good as it's going to get, I think.
He chuckles. He says, "Oh, curious in the arcane arts. Don't get too many of you around here. You're not from around here, are you?"
I know, we just got in yesterday.
"Oh, you just got in. Oh, where are you from?"
Willcrest.
Willcrest. Ain't heard of that.
Yes, it's very tiny.
"Well, I'm from Vower," he says. Across the seas, all the way on the other side of Astus. Ever been there?
No, but I have read about it.
Oh, Yeah.
There's a big tower there or something?
Yeah, the Tower of Tyr. I've been there.
Really?
Been inside. Yeah. Great place. Quite the mystery.
Oh man. I mean, there was only like a few brief footnotes on that place. If you have any book recommendations,
Yeah, I have plenty of recommendations. And he just starts pulling. He hops off. He seems very happy to help you, and he just waves his hand as a book comes flying off the shelf and lands in your arms. And he waves another hand, another book comes flying.
Wait,
off.
I need a map. Can you give me a
And
map
he
too?
flips a hand, and the scroll comes shooting out and lands in your hand.
Is it a map?
Yep, it's a map.
how much for the
What kind of map did you want?
One of the region.
Yeah.
As you open up the map, and it's a map of like this, like you're not even sure what it says. You're like,
Can't read this.
and he's like, oh. He flips it, and it just launches out of your hand, and he flips another scroll comes flapping in, and it's a map of Calendril.
Yeah. How much for the map?
Map, just 15 gold. It's a local one, easy.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't have.
That's this denomination, right? That's this
Yep.
coin? I only have 2 of these.
Yeah, we don't have enough probably for the map.
Can I offer you 2 of these?
It's 15.
don't
Unless you
have
have anything
15.
else to trade or barter. As he kind of looks at you and looks you up and down, both of
He's a
you.
wizard. Do not.
He
make
takes a deep
choices.
breath
Do
and
not
he
make
says,
choices. Do not make choices.
Poolcrest is a small town, I take it.
Yeah, I have limited funds, which is why I'm looking for an introductory book, something affordable.
I see. And he kind of gestures, some books come flying off your hands, go back to their shelves. As he says, well, I don't get too many customers. I'll take the 2 gold for the map, but you'll have to tell me a story in exchange.
Deal. Oh, now. So, there was this one time when I was cooking at my favorite waterfall. There's a good fishing pond there, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And I fished up 4 trout. This big. And while I was cooking them, a lion came out of the rushes, out of the bushes, and stole all my fish. And I thought, this isn't a place where lions come. How did this get here? When it winked out of existence.
Like a phase lion?
I don't know. I've never seen its like.
Where was this?
The Feywilds.
Wait, you're from the Feywilds? Oh, and he kind of steps up and he just starts like poking at you and like.
I bare my teeth at him,
It's like, oh,
but I don't
sorry.
actually like
Sorry.
hiss or bite.
Sorry. He says, I don't get too many customers. Well,
Wait.
you said introductory magic, right?
Yes.
Well, that's very easy. I can show you all sorts of magic. And like little sparkles come flying out.
Ooh.
He says, I love teaching people. It's so much fun. So much to see people's faces light up when they learn magic. Magic, anyone can learn it. They just have the mindset and will to do so. The gumption.
Right. I have the mindset, the will, and the gumption.
Yes, you do, he says. So what kind of magic do you know any magic right now? Are you what?
I kind of know some magic.
She can move water in and out of containers now.
Yeah, I learned how to do that a couple days ago.
Fancy. Just a couple days ago you learned how to do it?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyone teach you? You just learn it on your own?
Yeah, I just
So you must be a sorceress. I see. That's a sorceress kind of thing if it just comes to
No, not that kind.
No, and Ruby points to the symbol.
Ah, divine magic.
Right.
I'm not good at that.
Right, but I kind of just want to learn more about magical things out in the world.
Okay. Yeah.
In general, I just want to be more educated on the topic.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to help you out. I mean, books can be good, but they can be difficult to learn from. More practical experience is always good.
I'm very good with books, actually.
Okay.
I'm willing to give 10 gold.
See,
What can that get me?
he kind of sees you're like genuine. I really want this, and he's like, "Okay, I can give you an introductory book into magic for that.
Dude,
But
we are
you have to
swindling
promise
this man.
me that if you can,
Nah,
you'll
he's
stop
enjoying
by
it.
and you'll spend a couple hours with me, and I'll show you how to use that magic. You can show me what you've learned."
Okay, I promise.
And he reaches out his hand.
No! You
Her
should
name's
know
Marlin.
better.
It's a
should know
deal.
better.
It's a deal.
As
I'm like, did you just geos her?
I would never. What am I, a fae?
Wait, what?
Seal a deal.
Right.
Geos him.
But I mean, that was part of the to get the book,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. She's accusing me of using magic to make the deal.
Oh, you didn't though, right?
No, I would never.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
I would like to insight that particular one. Just because I think it's funny. I actually kind of wanted to fail that. It would have been funnier, but I got really well. Unnatural 20.
He seems genuine enough.
Okay.
He seems to be a little bit playful because you made the comment, but he genuinely did not.
Ruby hands over her 10 gold and takes the book and like hugs it to her chest.
Oh, I need to hand over my 2 gold for the map.
Just remember, you got it from Marlin's.
Got it from Marlin's.
He says, "I'm always open to hear stories or tales, especially from inspiring magic people."
I think I'm going on an adventure.
Adventures are great. I'm done with those, though. Very dangerous.
Right, I've learned that.
Keep your head on your shoulders.
I will. Thank you.
You said his name was Marlin's?
Yeah, Marlin.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down Marlin's regional map.
All right. And I head back to Theo.
Yeah. Theo, Maria, you get back to the inn. Bob is sitting there, but there's no sign of Satara and Ruby as Maria kind of comes over and takes a seat next to Bob.
Before Bob even says anything, I just look at him and go, books?
Books.
Books.
Up there.
We got a couple hours anyway.
Yeah. I felt the same way.
She kind of rubs her temples, and you see her kind of. She shifts her. When she sits down, she puts the backpack in her lap and just kind of sits it there. But you have some breakfast, you eat some food, and about like half an hour later, Ruby and Satara come back in.
Ruby's actively reading her book and like walking like behind. She's like behind Satara's shoulder so that she knows where to go, but she's actively reading the book as she's walking.
I figure I'm pretty accustomed to this at this point. Be like, oh, pothole.
Mari says, well, I guess we're all here, but if the horses are ready in about a couple hours, we can ride out tonight. I don't think we should stop and get the cart. I think we should just go.
Yeah, I don't think we need the cart. We got everything we
Yeah.
needed to get.
Yeah, there didn't seem to be anything important on that cart.
I need the cart.
Why do you need the cart?
I don't know how to ride a horse.
It's not that hard.
Don't worry, the horse mostly does most of the work for you.
Yes, Mari says, I can lead your horse and it'll just follow me.
Okay.
And then you'll just have to hang on.
I have also never ridden a horse.
That could be
He
problematic.
looks over at Theo and,
I'm
Ruby?
not the best rider, but I can manage.
can you help lead his horse?
I can try.
I can lead his horse.
Okay.
I read I've ridden many horses. Did you never? I guess not.
Well, hopefully we won't
Like a
have to.
backhand?
Hopefully we won't have to ride fast or anything or urgent will happen, but should cut down the travel time back to Looseport significantly. We should get there in 3 days.
3 days would be much better than 5.
Yes, it would.
So, Mari,
Yes?
What do you have in there that's so special?
Nothing?
You are protective of your pack.
Oh, leave her be. Hasn't looked up from the book.
It's
Do you have a love filter?
no.
We
Why
were
would I
trying to
have a-
keep him away from her.
Do you have a shiny rock?
No?
Ruby looks up and like winks at you and giggles.
Do you have
Okay.
the left shoe of a god?
What?
Well, you've clearly got something special in there that you're very attached to.
You are being very obvious. You should chill a little bit more.
Why would it be the left shoe?
Because the right shoe has a hole in it, obviously.
I didn't know that.
That's how you stay connected to the earth when you're wearing your shoes, you know? You put a hole in it.
I don't use shoes. Bob's just been barefoot forever.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Ruby's been flipping through a book and then she's like,
We should get the horses and go.
Yes. Well, as soon as they're ready. It's about an hour wait before.
Oh, I want to ask. I want to ask Mari and Theo. So, what did you guys do this morning? I know what Bob did.
I went with Ruby to the temple.
Why? You don't
Uh,
have an interest in the temple, do you?
I wanted to help her find it.
Mm. Anything interesting?
No. Nothing interesting.
Is that Ruby laughing or is that
Yeah.
you?
yeah.
Or it kind of kicks you.
I had a great time at the temple. It was very helpful.
Why are you lying about that?
And don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it now. She's lied to me twice in a row.
No, she's not.
You see her kind of glance at some of there's a few soldiers in here and stuff wearing different colors and stuff. You see her kind of glance at them, but she's like, it's nothing. Tell you later.
Well, Theo, what do you do?
Chased after Ruby and Mari, mostly. Slept in.
That's a good idea. We should have done more of that. Yes. Next time.
Well, there won't be much sleeping in the next few days if we're going to try to get back to Looseport quickly and safely.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
I need more tea.
And she lifts her hand and she says, "Can we get a couple bottles of wine to go?"
Maybe some tea to go.
Some tea
True.
actually would be great. We should refill on food and water.
I don't have any more coins.
She's paying for all the food on this trip.
Mari nods.
I have a map now. I need to go here.
That is the
No, it's actually this one.
Oh, I need to go there.
that is even more the opposite direction that we are going.
Yes.
Like
Of course it is.
we'll drop off the stuff at Looseport, and then we'll figure out how to get down to Actualport. Probably, maybe we'll sail, but I know that you maybe don't want to do that. It will be probably the most efficient way, though.
But also, either way, you should definitely wait until reports of taker raids are
Yes.
not a thing anymore.
Yes, it's
That's
much closer.
close to the territory that they
Mari
mark.
kind of nods as she says, "That's one of the passes down to the Wild Cape where they come from."
Well, if people attack us, we'll just kill them.
Well, also, if these raids keep up, that town may not even be there by the time.
Well, then I need to get there sooner.
There's a possibility also that whoever we're looking for, that jeweler, he might also have left. So, if he would have left, he would have gone to Looseport. That's the larger city, so I would assume.
He does frequent Looseport.
Either way, when we get back to Looseport, we're gonna have some money because we're gonna get paid for this job, and then we can make a plan. I have ideas.
Wanted posters.
That's part of the plan.
Yes.
Not wanted though. But yes.
you even know who you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for the jeweler.
Oh.
We're looking for the jeweler who probably knows my father, apparently.
She
If you
shrugs.
said that's who made the comb, that's my father must have bought it from him.
Probably.
Yeah. Ruby is just in a really, really good mood.
I've got a book.
I've got a new book.
Are you actually like holding it like this, open, completely open-handed, and letting gravity hold it on your hand?
Yeah, and she's like flipping.
Beautiful. I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna snap it closed with both hands and run as fast as I can. And be like, come get your book.
She is the Fae.
We also need to explain to her that we need to. I don't want this to keep happening.
There's a
in
lot of things we're going to have to
timing.
explain to her.
Yeah.
She is very new.
She's like a kid.
Yes, I mean, I imagine that life is very different in the Feywilds. Based on the stories that she's told me, it's a very weird place.
Notably, Ruby has not chased you.
Yeah, Ruby 100% has not chased you.
You run out the front door.
I'm gonna go across the street, and I'm just gonna like crouch down, like sitting on my heels, and I'm just gonna sulk.
This is not how you play Keep Away.
Not how you play keep away.
I'm gonna go get my book now. And Ruby stands up and slowly just walks.
Yes. And I run further.
And as you run forward, or as you turn to run, you get flicked in the nose.
But nothing visible.
Bring me back my book.
Is that a new trick?
Maybe.
I don't like that one.
I got through 3 chapters already.
An hour of just kind of futzing around, a couple hours of futzing around. You go back to the stables, and there's 4 horses prepared. One of them a very large-looking kind of workhorse, with saddles all set for them, ready for you guys to go. Mari kind of helps make sure you get into your saddle.
I go to the horse that I've been assigned to, and I'm gonna look it dead in the eyes and be like, if you don't behave, I'm going to eat you.
It snorts at you.
So that's the opposite energy that you need to give to a horse. You want to give more of a kind and gentle vibe, and then they will be very happy with you. Just tell them that you're a good friend and give them a little pat, and Ruby will walk up and like pat it on the muzzle and just kind of pet it a little bit. Just do that and it'll be fine.
Mari pulls out an apple and feeds an apple to her horse.
I want to lean into the horse's ear and whisper so that I can't be heard and be like, I will eat you. And then accepts whatever assistance is given to climb up onto the horse.
And you get on your horses, and you ride north out of Dumost. As you reach the gate, the guards kind of look at you and they're like, you sure you want to leave? I mean, we can't keep you in, but it's dangerous out there. Be safer here.
Is it getting worse?
We don't know. Mari kind of says, I think we have urgent business back in Looseport that we need to get to, and
I need to go to the port.
We'll take our chances.
We'll take our chances, yes. And I kind of shrug and say, it's your own lives. Take care. Ride fast. Don't stop for anything.
Not even to sleep?
If you can help it.
Bob's astride this massive Belgian draft horse that is perfectly to scale.
Yeah, this must
and,
be a
and
huge horse.
And as we're going through the gate, he's not paying too close attention because he's trying to figure out how to ride a horse.
you're gonna hit your head.
And he smacks his head on the top of the gate, and he's like, oh, crap.
Mari kind of says, "Don't hurt that horse. I've got to resell it when we get to Looseport."
I'm more worried about the horse hurting me. He's rubbing his head.
I'm more worried about the horse. It's more expensive.
That is a very expensive horse.
Did you threaten your horse too?
No.
And you look ahead to the north, to the tree line ahead, and you begin to make a decent pace on horseback into the woods. And that's where we'll break.